Welcome everybody to the Short Sports Picks week, I believe 4. I don't know if it was week 4, week 3. I know we missed the first week, so hopefully this is right. But anyways, let's move on to college football. I did this a little bit late. I'm sorry about that. College games have just started right now, so thankfully they're not going to end until another about 2.5 hours, so we still have time to make our picks. So we will start off with college football first with number 2 Oregon going against Washington State later tonight. I have Oregon going on that game. Then number 22 Clemson taking on number 1 Florida State without reigning Heisman Trophy winner and star quarterback Jameis Winston. He is out. So I think Clemson keeps it a little bit close. Excuse me, but I just can't see Clemson pulling it off without. I mean, Deshaun Watson has to start. He's got to be in the game a lot more. He's the better quarterback. The offense flows a lot better when he is there. Now, I think Clemson has, the defense to possibly, disrupt Florida State's offense with, their new starting quarterback now. He's a redshirt sophomore. He's only played about, I believe, 2 games or so. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to still say Florida State pulls it off by a field goal. Not ranked, Florida going against number 3 Alabama. I'm going to go with the upset. I say Florida. I think they shock everybody. On the road against Alabama, they shock everybody by a field goal. And then number 4, Oklahoma takes on West Virginia. West Virginia came very close to upsetting, at the time, number 2 Alabama. So I'm going to go West Virginia. I think they're on a hot streak right now. I know they did lose a game, but I think they have enough. They're at home. And Morgantown, it's tough to play. Last time Oklahoma was there, I know Geno Smith and Tavon Austin and that top offense for West Virginia was there, but their offense is getting on a roll for West Virginia. So I'm going to go West Virginia on this game and get the upset. The number 6 Texas A&M goes and plays SMU, who has negative 19 rushing yards on the season. Check it out. Real stats. Negative 19 rushing yards on the entire year. And they've been outscored 88-6. So playing Kenny Hill and Texas A&M, it's going to be tough. But obviously A&M will get the victory. Mississippi State, undefeated at 3-0, will take on number 8 LSU. I'm going to go Tigers here. They get it. I'm not sold on Mississippi State. I know people are saying they're a dark horse along with Ole Miss. I believe more in Ole Miss than Mississippi State. And I know Dak Prescott is a very good quarterback, but I just don't think he can get the victory on the road. Eastern Michigan plays number 11 Michigan State. I got Michigan State. Number 13 Georgia hosts Troy, who hasn't won a game so far, and Georgia somehow losing to freaking South Carolina. That was a shocker last week, but I think Georgia bounces back. Number 14 South Carolina takes on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's offense is, they don't even have an offense. It's terrible. South Carolina gets a victory. Indiana at number 18, Missouri. That's going to be a very interesting game to see if Indiana can get back that offense that they had last year in the previous seasons. This year, it's been a completely different story, and for Missouri, continue to dominate. They get another victory here to go 4-0. Bowling Green at number 19, Wisconsin. Melvin Gordon has a breakout game. That's what I'm predicting. I'm saying 200-plus rushing yards. Wisconsin gets the victory. Virginia at BYU, number 21 BYU. That is going to be another interesting game. I mean, we got a lot of great games going on today. Virginia at BYU. Virginia playing top defense right now. It's very underrated. No one's talking about them. One of the best defenses in college football right now. And BYU, they're just playing fundamentally just great right now. Offense, defense, special teams, everything's working out for them. It's going to be a very close game. I'm saying the score of 19-16 type of game. I don't know if there's going to be a lot. It's not going to be a sloppy game. It's just going to be all defense here. But I think BYU pulls it out just because they're at home. Then later tonight, Miami, the U, taking on number 24 Nebraska, who's undefeated. Tommy Armstrong Jr. doing a pretty solid job over there. And Amir Abdullah, an unbelievable running back, the best running back in college football. Overall, the best. Absolutely. And hands down, no one is better than him right now. He will be the best, a top 15 pick in the draft. I'm saying Nebraska gets the victory. Another big play. I'm saying multiple big plays from Abdullah tonight, beating Florida, Miami, Florida, later tonight. And that was it. How about the number 5 Auburn and Kansas State game? That was a very sloppy game. Both teams should have easily won. I mean, each team was making tons of mistakes that both teams should have capitalized and been able to really should have been a blowout for either team. Just didn't capitalize on those opportunities. But that's it for college football for tonight. Actually, I will put another prediction in there. Texas State goes on the road to play Illinois. Sadly, Illinois is going to get the victory, but got to give some love to Texas State. And TCU is off this week again while they go next week on the road to SMU, which is going to be a very fun game. But moving on to the NFL, Thursday night, what a game that was for at least Atlanta. Dominating the Buccaneers 56-14 before it was 49-0. Unbelievable game by Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, who I did start in my fantasy this time. Awesome job. 9 receptions, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Thank you, Buccaneers. I feel bad for Lovie Smith and Devin Hester. Awesome job for him to be able to break the record, but I really do feel bad for Lovie Smith. I just feel bad. So bad. Let's move on. So games, San Diego Chargers go on the road to play the Buffalo Bills, and my San Diego Chargers somehow upset the Seattle Seahawks. I'm so happy. Somehow the Buffalo Bills have the line of 2 points. Basically, they would beat us. I don't know how. I know E.J. Manuel's playing terrific ball out there, 32 of 48, 375 yards so far in the year. Sammy Watkins finally had a breakout game. Ryan Matthews is going to be out. We're having Melvin Ingram's going to be out. It's going to hurt us, but I still got to go with my boys. I got to go with the Chargers getting the victory. I'm going to say 27-21. Chargers get the W. Then the Cowboys take on the Rams. Now, if the Rams had Sam Bradford, I would have picked the Rams just because the Cowboys' defense is that bad. But the Rams are just lost here. They are lost. They lost really badly. So I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys getting the victory. Then the Redskins go on the road to take on the Eagles. I say the Eagles get the victory. Nick Foles already 653 yards passing. He'll continue to do that against a pretty bad Washington Redskins defense. Then the Texans go on the road to play the Giants. Now this is going to be probably the worst game there is this week. Let me just actually look. I don't know. Cowboys and Rams, that could be a pretty bad game. Yeah, that looks like the only really just boring game. Yeah, that's the most boring game you're going to watch this week. Texans at the Giants. I got to go Texans. The Giants are lost right now. They're just as much lost as the Rams, so I'm going to say Texans get the victory. Then the Vikings at the Saints. Now, I know the Saints are 0-2 right now. There's no need to panic, New Orleans. No need to panic. You got Drew Brees. You got Mark Ingram playing really good. Jimmy Graham out there. That top offense is going to come back, and I do think they get the victory over the Vikings. Final score, I'm going to say a good 24-35. The defense needs to settle down for the Saints, though. For real. If you lose to the Browns and Brian Hoyer, you didn't even lose to Johnny Manziel. Not good. Titans at the Bengals. Bengals, Andy Dalton. 40 of 61, 553 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Amazing job this season. He's showing he was worth that money. Now he's just got to, take that into the postseason. But for right now, he's doing an amazing job. Titans lose to the Bengals. I'm going to say a good 14-28. That defense for the Bengals is shut out this year. Ravens at the Browns. That's gonna be a tough game. The Ravens are doing a pretty good job even without Ray Rice. Steve Smith is doing an excellent job at the slot position. Joe Flacco, he hasn't been that much consistent throughout the year, but they're okay. I think this is going to be a close game, but I think the Browns get the victory at home and improve to 2-1 over the Ravens. It's going to be something. Packers at the Lions. It's going to be a shootout game. Both defenses haven't really done too much. I'm saying 35-38 type of score. Lions get the victory with Matthew Stafford throwing about 4 touchdowns. Colts at the Jaguars. Colts somehow are 0-2, but again, no need to panic. No need to panic, especially when you're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Colts get the victory huge. I'm saying a 40-17 win. Raiders at the Patriots. Now, Raiders, you are about to panic because Derek Carr is not going to have a big game here. It's going to be all Patriots. That defense is doing really good, and I haven't checked, but I believe that Brandon Browner should be able to return this week. That with the new league's players coming together and reach an agreement, he should be able to play this week. Because for the Cowboys, their cornerback Standrick, he's coming back. So I don't see why Browner wouldn't. He was only going to miss 3 or 4 games. So Browner might be back. That defense is already doing very good. But Brady, he still concerns me. He still concerns me. I know we don't really say that about Brady, but he's got to step it up. He's got to step it up for them. But Patriots get the victory pretty big here. 49ers at the Cardinals. Now, that's going to be a very tough fought game right there. A very interesting game. 49ers, Cardinals. I'm going to say 49ers get the victory. I know Palmer should be back, but Cardinals, you're 2-0 right now. Now, you got a huge win against the Giants last week, but look, then again, that was the Giants. And my Chargers, we basically choked on Monday night again. So you really should be 1-1. And 49ers are 1-1 as well. Cardinals are 2-0, but I think Kaepernick has a huge game against the defense. 49ers get the victory. Now this game, Broncos at the Seahawks. How this is not a Sunday night game or even a Monday night game, I have no clue why the NFL put this as a normal afternoon game. It makes no sense. You're telling me that the Bears and the Jets are prime time. They're Monday night. That's the best we're gonna do. Or the Steelers at the Panthers. That's prime time. That's what we're gonna have. That's ridiculous. But anyways, oh man, Broncos have some key guys that were not in the Super Bowl, that were either injured or not on the team, that will be playing against the Seahawks this week. The Chargers, they exploited the Seahawks. They showed you can beat these guys. You can go after Richard Sherman, and he can complain and say, "Oh no, I wasn't exposed. They didn't beat me." Blah 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 blah. He can be a little crybaby, whatever he wants to do. But really, it sucks to say because the Broncos are in the same division and a rival of the Chargers. But Broncos have a lot better wide receivers than us. So you're telling me Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas won't get a piece of that pie like Keenan Allen did and Malcolm Floyd? And Julius Thomas, who's very good. Not saying he's Antonio Gates' skill, but if Antonio Gates, who's a future Hall of Famer, don't get me wrong, not comparing to Julius Thomas or anything. Antonio Gates scores 3 touchdowns. And Peyton Manning watches film like crazy. He's going to make everybody watch film because they don't want to get embarrassed like they were in the Super Bowl. They want that revenge. They don't care about the preseason win. That doesn't count. That's stupid. They want a real victory, and it's going to be on the road, so they know it's going to be tough. But they're watching film of the Chargers game and how we did it. And if Peyton Manning, who is better than Phillip Rivers, he's gonna put on a show. So I'm saying Broncos get the victory, and we're gonna see the Seahawks drop to 1-2. Broncos 34, Seahawks 31. Just watch. It's gonna be an interesting game. The best game this Sunday. Then the Chiefs at the Dolphins. Chiefs 0-2. And Jamal Charles, you are not starting for me. I can't drop you on my fantasy team. Trust me, I would, because you've been a disappointment. What's he had? 9 carries for 39 yards or something like that. He was my first round pick. He was a top 5 pick for me. Nothing. So, anyways, enough of that. I'm saying Dolphins. Dolphins at home. Get the victory. 27-17. Then Sunday night on NBC, the Steelers at the Carolina Panthers. Ben Roethlisberger doing a pretty good job over there. 45 of 71, 582 yards, and a touchdown. Cam Newton coming back. He's being strong out there. I'm saying the Panthers get the victory. Close game. I'm saying it's a 17-10 victory for the Panthers. And then on Monday night on ESPN, the Chicago Bears take on the New York Jets. Jay Cutler and company with Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey just bring up another show. And I'm saying Bears get the victory. Huge over the Jets defense. 34-28. Bears get the victory. So, again, guys, play along. We'll follow it each week. I got the list. I haven't released my things. I'm going to wait until the end of the year so we all catch up so no one makes up anything. And towards the end of the year, you might win something if you become the number one on here. But other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you guys this Monday here on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and on YouTube. And we'll talk about what's happening right now with college football games. The NFL games will recap the Broncos, Seahawks game, my Chargers, and whatever else is happening. Hopefully no other players beat up people or their wives or anything. And hopefully, no college player jumps on a table and starts yelling crazy crap. So I will see you guys next month or this upcoming Monday. Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, iTunes. Thank you guys so much for watching, And as always, God first, God bless. I'm out. Peace.